Larry, Fort Worth Memories Museum and Groups, and YouTube at Fort Worth Memories. Let me see if I can find the come on. There we go. Okay, today is Friday, February 7th. $2025. Okay, so I'm gonna put Friday, February 7th. I'm gonna write good morning on there. And we're going to share it to, if I get my fingers to work, to the internet. Okay, here we go. Brittany's in, Missy's in, I'm in, James is in, Marilyn's in. I'm sorry I was a little late. I had a phone call. Janet's in. Good morning. I had a phone call from Greg and Don are in. A person, it was a lady that asked me if I was aware of the scandal that's going throughout the state. Let's see if I can get it better. With the teachers. That one don't work. Is that one? Yeah, okay. And I told this lady that I had heard it was down around Houston, and apparently goes back to the COVID time, 2020 or 2021, and some teachers apparently had paid. In other words, they didn't take the test to pass to become a teacher, is what I've been told. And it started, like I say, during COVID. In other words, you could pay somebody and they would do the paperwork like you took the test and get you certified as a teacher. Now, I also was told by a family member, distant, that is a teacher, that said the 5 or 6 people that were the ones in charge of this phony teacher's credential thing, is what I call it. I don't know if that's what it is. I hadn't had a chance to look online. If there were 5 or 6 individuals that had concocted this scheme, so to speak, and that they had already been charged. This lady claims that she said, I would like to come by and talk to you. There's a whole lot more than that. And she said, and it reaches here, Fort Worth ISD. So I said, well, I'd certainly like to talk to you. And she said, one thing's for sure, I'm not coming on a live video. So I don't really know how to handle that, you know. George is in. Good morning. Over the years, people have come on, and we kind of did this deal back a couple of years ago when there was a gentleman that supposedly knew something about the 3 missing girls, and he came to my house actually. But yet he wouldn't let me put a camera on him. And I, in fact, had one of my sons, Kevin, followed him. Me and him kind of had a little difference of agreement on that for those of y'all that was watching. And I kind of told him to hit the road, Jack. You know, you're not... He really hadn't given us anything that was credible that I thought. And so he left, and I had Kevin follow him. He followed him all the way to, I think, Redbird Airport. I need to get a hold of Kevin. And got on a plane, parked in a parking lot. It wasn't Love. It was a small airport. Kevin took a picture of the license plate. I called my friends downtown, police. We ran it, and it was a rented car, a rental car, and it was rented in San Antonio. And apparently the person that it was rented to checked out with the police and wasn't wanted by anything. And I tried 100 times to call that person, and it rang, and never went to voicemail. Angelica is in and Sam is in. So people that don't want to be photographed, or she doesn't want to do a live interview is what she said. So anyway, that's the reason I didn't come on 10 or 15 minutes ago. She called me. I do know who it is. I mean, I don't know the person, but I mean, it was on a caller ID, and I looked it up. It's a legitimate, I mean, so anyway, I don't know what do any of y'all know? Is there something happened on this teacher? Here, Maryland's got something. They paid a proxy up to $2,500 to pass the requirements. So does this mean teachers were paying somebody so they could get certified to become a teacher? Is that what this is all about, Maryland? Because really, I'd heard about it. There's some brouhaha from a distant relative, and she said, and it's going to end up affecting pretty much all the major cities in Texas. I don't even know if that's what we're talking about, and if that's what we're talking about with this lady. But anyway, she's going to contact me this evening, and I told her, I said, for me to start talking about it, and we kind of need something that's brass tacks. Bring me one of the phony deals or whatever it is. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what it is we're talking about, but it's just another nail in the coffin of these ISDs, not only in Fort Worth, Texas, the country. So if somebody paid $2,500 to pass the requirements to become a teacher, does that mean that person is not qualified to be a teacher? I mean, is that person, he or she, couldn't pass the test on their own? I mean, I don't know how strict a test is you have to have. Anyway, so I'll let y'all know more as soon as she lets me know. I told her, I said, I'm going to bring it up, see if anybody in my group knows anything. But unless you come up with something that I can see and use and share, I'm not interested. There's too many. You can't even believe what's put out there by credible people. I mean, in the last 2 or 3 years, I've had information sent to me that's from reputable, and it come to find out they didn't know that it wasn't real. Technology is a great thing in some ways, but in some ways, this IA or whatever that deal is, that scares the hell out of me. People tell me you can write your resume up, it'll do that for you, it'll do this for you, so I'd rather have the real deal. Anyway, so that's why I was late. Scott has the Super Bowl prediction, guess the score, up on the website, FortWorthMemories.com. the stock show's over today and tomorrow, and that's it. When I drove through that area, I come down Jacksboro Highway and turn on University, and man, they're moving them trailers out of there. You know, by the I guess those are baseball diamonds or soccer fields or something over there. Gene is in. Where's my phone? Hell, I've lost my. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Our Cleburne people, I forgot some of those are teachers. That's nothing new. It's gone on different times all over the country. In other words, we've got teachers that are certified to teach, but they're not really certified to teach, is what you're trying to say. And it's being put out by people who want to bring down Fort Worth ISD and different ISDs. Well, you know, I don't really know. In the past, I've been to 2 of those school board deals, and I mean, it's a zoo. Vicky's in. People try to talk over people, and I don't know why anybody would want to be a teacher, to be honest with you. You get ridiculed. That's like the school board trustees. They make $0. I've never figured that out. Me being a conspiracy theorist, why would anybody want to take a job that they basically throw rocks at you as soon as you are in front of an audience, or they cuss you out or whatever? I mean, those school meetings got to be where, hell, they have to have cops there. David is in. Maybe it's a whistleblower that doesn't want to be identified. Well, if she wants to be, all I did is explain to her, Brittany, that if we're going to open it up for the public, for our viewers, got to have something that resembles facts. I mean, and if all it is somebody's taking a test for somebody else, how does that other person get that test? That's what I don't understand. Don't you have to, just like if you're in school, don't you have to go into the classroom, and if you're going for the teacher credentials, you sit down and do the test? I mean, they don't give you the questions and tell you to take it home and fill it out and bring it back, do they? Lisa's in. So anyway, Fort Worth ISD has not been named in this. Where are you seeing that? Where are y'all seeing this stuff? I'm going to look at Channel 8. I think 8 is kind of Dallas anyway. I can't believe that Fort Worth's involved and Dallas isn't. I can't believe a school, Kemp ISD, to close Friday due to widespread illness. What is this? Channel 8 doesn't have anything about it. Channel 8 don't have nothing. Here's Channel 5.
Hi, Megan. Pledged to make myself a...
Oh yeah, it's the top story. North Texas teachers investigated in pay to pass certification scheme. cheating scandal involving Texas teachers and their credentials is expanding in North Texas. When it was first reported, the scandal last fall was strictly in the Houston area. Paying someone to take their state certification exam. Well, don't you have to show picture ID or something to get in there? The Texas Education Agency has flagged 75 additional teachers in more than 24 North Texas school districts, including 5 teachers in Arlington, 13 in Dallas, 11 in Fort Worth, and 11 in Duncanville, and 9 in Fort Worth. Five people at the center of the scheme have been indicted on organized criminal activity. Well, that'll just give the naysayers more ammunition. Anyway, I don't know what. I'll find out. This lady's going to have to come. Maybe she's one of the. How many did it say? 11 or 9 in Fort Worth? Maybe she's one of the 9. I didn't understand why she was calling me to tell me. If she's calling to report it, it's already out there in the news. Lisa's in, David's in. Yeah, Jalen Hurst he's Texas, and of course Mahomes. Angelica wants to know if I've talked to Dr. B lately. No, but let's just send him a message. What time is it? It's 7:30. He's at the ER, I imagine. Let me find old Dr. B. He always likes to talk on Friday. Yeah, we better try to pick his brain now, because as soon as they appoint RFK Jr., Dr. B's fixing to be on the way to D.C. They've already made the deal, I think. Where are you? I know you're on here. There he is. I saw it 3 times and how about let's do it at 6. He's such a great guy to. Okay, I just sent him. How about today at 6? So, what kind of flu is that that's shut down an entire school? Kemp is not a very big school district, but it's got to be a few hundred people, doesn't it? I'd never even heard of that. Which news did I catch that on? Come on, come on. Camp ISD. They don't have enough teachers to staff their campuses. How many kids are we talking about here? Says they're going to go back to school on Monday. I don't know. We'll see what Dr. B has to say. Okay, so what else is going on out there in the world of Cowtown and beyond? I have not heard from Sherry if she's talked with Rex's bar yet. I think they're waiting on me for the boxing deal. I'll look at it this weekend. This is 1st of February, so maybe the middle of March, end of March or the middle of April, I would think. There's Colin. The flu is running rampant. Lisa said Godly ISD closed to the flu. I had no idea. Why didn't y'all alert me earlier? Brittany says she heard they were going to shut down a school in Haltom City. Well, that's under Birdville ISD. What kind of flu is it? Just the regular old flu, or is this the bird flu, or is this the monkeypox? Or I can't keep up with all of these things. There's Bobby Jones. Good morning to you, Colin. Bobby is good friends with Toby Jackson. Toby would probably be a good person to ask about this flu deal and that other deal. Flu A. What is Flu A? I've never taken a flu shot. Never. I don't like shots. Well, I hadn't heard back from Dr. B, but the last time I talked to Dr. B about his position in D.C. is that I think he and RFK Jr. have already made a deal for him. He was going to be, you remember I told y'all, Dr. B, because he's so good talking, and you know, when they went to court, Pfizer went to court here in the federal courthouse trying to hide their experiments or whatever on these flu vaccines for 75 years. Dr. B led the charge, and this judge here in Fort Worth said, no, you cannot keep it secret. You got to start releasing it. So Dr. B told us on one of the last deals that if RFK gets elected or appointed or confirmed, that Dr. B's position was going to be he would be the guy going in front of Congress to ask for money when they needed money and stuff, which he's very good at getting his word out there. Oh, Bobby says Toby's been in Austin on the school choice issues. Well, there's kind of I had a lady call me this morning. She didn't try to hide her identity, but she wanted to be like a whistleblower on a scam that I'd never even heard of. Teachers, somebody taking tests by proxy for teachers trying to get accredited, certified to be a teacher. And so we looked it up, and it's been going on since COVID 2020. There's Lisa. Hey Lisa, have you looked at USA Today lately? We need to start checking them to see when they're going to have the best of zoo voting contest. We need to win that thing for Fort Worth this time. We won it for Fort Worth in 2020. We came in second in the country in 2021. Then the years after that, we just completely fell off the bandwagon. I can't believe they won't put the actual date out there. So if any of y'all want to learn how to speed vote, you just message me, or you can message Lisa. Lisa Hop Blakely. We can show you how you can speed vote, because when that voting starts, USA Today Best Of, it tells you can only vote one time over 22 or 23 hours, maybe 24. In 2020, I was voting 1,000 times a day. There's a way to get around it. And Betsy came to me back then when we won it for Fort Worth Zoo. Betsy said, somebody told me we cheated, and I said, yep, we did. She said, really? I said, Betsy, all of the top cities cheat, because our main competition in those years were Omaha and Cincinnati, which are a third of the population of Fort Worth. Okay, let me know if you get anything. So we need to try to win that thing, because what that does is when people are deciding to take a vacation and they're in Nebraska or South Dakota, they start looking about what to do here in Fort Worth or the Metroplex, and they say, oh, well, their zoo is the #1 zoo in the country, so it helps our bringing people in. Welcome to Fort Worth people, which brings in more money, which at some point is supposed to have some effect on the taxes. But I strangely think that's not the case. So I had the gambling lobbyist, which we got some of the money for the giveaway through a company that builds gambling machines and that also runs the Texas Lottery. I was contacted again 2 days ago by a group out of Austin, and they want, they're wanting us to kind of help push the narrative that it would be good for Texas to have casino gambling. And you know what I told them? I said, the problem you've got is not really the Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, which it is. He had never brought it to the floor for a vote. But the problem is when y'all started the lottery here, it was all going to go to the kids, the schools. And I said, and y'all lied. And the guy said, yeah, well, they did kind of misread. I said, yeah, people in Texas have a long memory. You tell us something and then it's not even close to what it really is. We don't forget. So I told him, I said, I am in favor of casino gambling as long as there's not one on every corner. This gentleman explained to me there would probably only be 5 in the whole state, and that Fort Worth might not even have one. There would probably be one kind of in the Irving area to do Fort Worth and Dallas, which is coincidentally where the new Maverick owners are going to build their arena or whatever you call it to have the Mavericks, and they are Vegas people. It's the Adelsons, so maybe they know something that we don't. But in any event, I said, y'all are going to have to do some kind of damage control, because Texans don't forget. You told us this lottery was going to help our schools out, and it did a little bit, but nothing like what y'all said. So anyway, but I definitely don't like the idea that Oklahoma and Louisiana and Vegas get all of our money. You go by WinStar Casino on any given day, and I don't know what the percentage is, but the license plates are all from Texas. And we've got the lottery. You can make bets. You can do all kinds of stuff legally here. These card rooms, they let them stand and then they put them down and let them stand. But it's a shame that so much of our money goes to Oklahoma and Louisiana and Vegas. It's all right to have a Vegas deal. You know, if you had gambling here, then you could go gamble here when you wanted to, and then if you really wanted to have a trip, go out to Vegas. That's where all the shows and stuff are. So anyway, I have not heard from Dr. B. Hell, maybe he's still asleep. Nope. He has not messaged me. Yeah, it's a battle zone. Well, they've gotten so much, there's been so much interaction in the new administration and the powers that be. I bet you that has never happened ever. All of the stuff that's going on. Yes, I know that, Lisa. You know, and I'll tell you another strange coincidence is the old ballpark in Arlington is owned by the Indians. Gary's in. So maybe they know something. Why would they buy that? What do they do there now? They have concerts and stuff. All they'd have to do if casino gambling was approved is throw a roof on it, put a good air conditioning system in, and then you'll have one of the biggest casinos in the state, I would imagine. Marquita's in. Well, the problem, Dan Patrick they've never had a vote. Now, what I was told by a lobbyist that's very familiar with it is part of the work that we would have to do here to get casino gambling has already been done. The next step has to change the Constitution of Texas. And I said, well, that's probably like pulling teeth. He said, no, it's not. Karen Sue is in. Wow, we got 24 on the Metroplex and 98 on the South Texas groups. And about 125 people on 7 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, I don't know. I've had a group of people that are pro-gambling casino ask me if I would do like a round table here and have people of both persuasions, people for and people against gambling, so that what they're trying to do is create enough awareness. Good morning, Karen. They're trying to create enough awareness so Dan Patrick will kind of be forced to putting it to a vote. He's never brought it to a vote. So I've heard for years, all we got to do is get rid of Dan Patrick. Well, that ain't never going to happen. I don't know how old he is, but he keeps getting reelected every time. So, but no, I think it's a big deal. Gambling, people spend a ton of money. But like I say, I was told that one group that reached out to me that's pro casino gambling in Texas, I said, you know, it's not necessarily just Dan Patrick that's the problem. The problem is you told all of us Texans that with the lottery money, the biggest part was going for the kids' schools, and you lied. And the guy said, well, you know, we kind of, I said, you must not be from Texas. And he said, no, sir. Said I was born somewhere else. I said, well, people in Texas have a long memory. When you tell us you're going to do something and you pretty much do the opposite, we don't forget. That's just part of being a Texan. And he agreed. He said, no, you're right. He said they did kind of make a mistake. I said, no, they didn't make a mistake. They knew what they were doing from the get-go. They just lied to us. and thinks that we're just dumb cowboys down here and don't have a brain to figure out what's going on. And guess what? That usually bites you in the butt. We take a lot of stuff until you push us to that proverbial corner. You better watch out then. We come out swinging. That's part of also being a Texan. Don't mess with our women folk, and don't try to put something over on us. We take that real personal. Okay, so I will let y'all know what Dr. B says. I've got him set for 6 o'clock this evening if he approves. And it might, like I say, it might be one of our, I think RFK is getting ready to be confirmed or not confirmed. And the last time I talked to Dr. B is he said if RFK gets elected, Dr. B's moving to D.C. He will be the person that goes in front of Congress to ask for appropriations or to let Congress know where we're at on the COVID or bird flu or whatever. So we got a pretty good connection to the White House already. Our own Miss Brooke, Glenrose trans lady that came here. Pete Hegseth has been here at this table 3 different times. Dr. B will be the right-hand man for RFK Jr. Oh, and I did get a message from Laura Ingraham. She wants to come back on. She's going to be down here for some shoot. She's a big shooter. They have contests over here at Defender. So I said, we'd love to have you on. Okay, boys and girls, I got to do some work. I have not heard from him. That's strange. He's in the ER, so he might. Nope. But the message says, how about 6 o'clock this evening? That's what it always says. So plan on, he never has turned, well, when he was on vacation or something, he turned us down. So plan on 6 o'clock. Get your questions ready. He did ask here not too long ago if I could refrain from giving everybody a cell phone number. So for those of you that's got it, don't lose it. Gosh, during COVID, one time he said, I get 30 calls a day on my cell and 29 of them are from Fort Worth Memories members. But he loves it. He never complains. Great guy, Dr. Richard Bartlett. Okay, so I will see y'all. Let's see, what is it? It's 8 or close to. I will see y'all here